is a beautiful day. As you guys in my previous video, you are interested, some of you are having the conversation of buying apartments, buying houses and stuff like this, and things to do with cost. And I thought I should bring you here so we can have an understanding of, how much does it cost, moment for the car to come, how much does it cost for you to build a house here in Ghana. So we're gonna go inside, then I'm gonna get our in-house developer to come and explain to us some of these things and even some of the challenges, or enlighten us even as foreigners when you're looking into investing here in Ghana. So come with me. So here it's a 4-bedroom house that we are gonna be seeing as we explore this whole idea of cost of construction here in Ghana. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is it comparable to, like even your country, wherever you're watching me from, and is this something that you would consider? So I'm gonna welcome our in-house developer to take us through this as we understand the cost of living. Mr. Viglo, the pleasure is all mine. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, wearing the best shirt in the world.
Absolutely. I know I was coming to meet you, so I had to represent, right?
Yeah.
Ghana has been amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm keen to know now, because I love it in Ghana. So you guys, I'm trying to be more construction and respect this kind of things. Yeah.
Want to be a builder, honey?
Maybe yes and no. I'm greatly interested in the investment in around Africa and being able to understand some of the opportunities that we have as even people from different countries, even me like as a Kenyan, or people, African diasporans or stuff like this, because those are the majority of my viewers. So I would want to understand, as we continue, you're going to answer the whole question of buying stroke, construct your own place, or go through the stress of constructing. And then as you show us this as our sample of how much it takes.
Okay, that's fine. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I hope I can give you all the answers you need without getting into trouble.
No, you won't get into trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'll tell you, usually the first problem in Ghana is people are curious how we price in dollars and not in cedis.
Okay.
And mostly it's for two reasons, because dollars is relatable. Assuming we are having this conversation in cedis. Assuming we're having this conversation in cedis, you can't relate. Okay.
Yeah.
YouTube is a global platform. There are Ghanaians staying abroad and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why we price in dollars. The second issue is that the cedi is very volatile. So when you price in cedis, you cannot even match up the margins. You cannot make economic sense of the cost of things, because you tell the person it costs this amount, then by the time you're done building, it costs you more to build. Then you want to change the price, and the person is like, why do you want to change the price? Because there's inflation. Even the dollar has inflation. Just that it has one of the least inflation, but the city's inflation is about 30%.
You know what's interesting? Someone was telling me like 10 years ago.
Yes.
I don't know if it's 10. Maybe I'm wrong, but one cedi was equivalent to $1.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
every year we lose 150%.
Yeah, and now one cedi is $1 is equals to 16. That's crazy.
And just about 2 years ago it was 10. So in 2 years it has grown and it's now an adolescent currency.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's the challenge about inflation. And in Africa, the challenge is also that most of the things that we use are dollarized. So as much as they say we're in Ghana, we need to price on cedis, we import the materials in dollars. Okay, so whether the cedi goes down or low, the materials are coming in dollars. The cement is coming in dollars, everything else is coming in dollars. And the other one is, people say, how come it's more expensive in Ghana than it is at some places in the US?
Yeah, but their houses are very different. Can we even have those discussions,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Okay, but you were saying something. Let me not cut you short.
What was I saying?
The houses in the US sometimes can be seen to be...
So what they do, they compare some Chicago, not Chicago is like some of those cowboy units.
Okay, yeah.
Units, old buildings that need to be refurbished, price with new building in the heart of Accra. the land value is not the same.
Absolutely.
So if you want to compare Accra with something in the US, you should be thinking New York, Florida, and those, because that's where the land value is matching.
Yeah.
And you cannot compare Ghana as a whole to US as a whole. You compare Accra to New York, Chicago to Tamale, that kind of thing, where the land value matches. But the other thing is that the cost of building is actually more in Ghana than those places.
Yeah.
Because the materials are sourced there. Okay, and you pay the tax that you build. In Ghana, we source materials from there, you pay the tax, then we now import it to Ghana, and we pay tax in Ghana, and pay some.
Now you come to normal labor and all those things.
So the only thing that is cheap in Africa is the labor.
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna go behind so we can focus on the developer. You know, like this cute face can be behind. Yeah, so.
Yeah, the only cheap thing in Africa is the labor, because of course the labor is cheap, which we wish was not the case, because we are sometimes actually losing the best of our labor to countries like Cuba and those places where they are doing high rises. So yeah, prices are comparable all over the place, and if you really look at it, the last time I tried, it cost the same all over Africa. Okay? Just the land value changes, and then the cost of labor also varies a little bit.
Okay.
And when you take it out of place, the land value can be really low, really high, and the labor can change a lot of dynamics. The other thing that can change is the quality of inputs that you are making. So, for example, the kind of tiles that we buy, the kind of doors that we fix, is different, because we have security doors here, we have panel doors inside, then someone has plastered board doors inside, which is half the cost of ours. You cannot compare prices.
Yeah, but I have a question.
Yes.
So this house is being developed. It has a price, right? So if I want to build this house, I can also have a land like this and I want to build it myself, versus me going to a developer to build the house for me. Why should I choose the other option and not do it myself?
It depends.
Okay.
So as a developer, we tell people don't build, because you are not a contractor.
Okay.
It's like trying to do a surgery for yourself. You are not a medical doctor.
I see.
It's a complicated issue.
Yeah.
It's someone's work. It requires a lot of time, expertise, and energy.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's difficult to monitor.
Okay.
The African or Ghanaian mentality is that people believe that we have high profit margins and professionals are expensive.
Okay.
So if you try to build by yourself, you spend less, which is true.
Okay.
Anytime you try to build by yourself, at least in your mind, you will think you have spent less. But this is where you might lose. If you build by yourself, you need to consult a professional. Okay. Usually they wouldn't. If you build by yourself, you need to use crude materials.
Yeah.
Usually they wouldn't. If you build by yourself, you need to ensure quality control.
Okay.
Ensure that the number of bars are as they should be and those things. Usually they wouldn't. If you build by yourself, you need to manage waste. Look at this.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is called waste. If you are pricing it by yourself, you don't price the broken tiles.
Okay.
So in your mind, you think you have saved
I
money.
see.
But this is a cost
It's
to us.
actually the cost. Yeah.
So in construction, waste can be 10%. So depending, for contractors, we can try to minimize waste, which is a savings.
Okay.
But if you build by yourself, in a place like Ghana, the guys can actually break these things by themselves so that they can take it on. They tell it's not useful.
I see.
You get it, that's it.
Yeah.
And then this is the last one. If you build by yourself, you need time to monitor and manage the work, which you might not have, especially if you work for a company. You have like a
you're gonna delay your main source of income, something like this.
You have to strangle that one.
Yeah.
To be monitoring the people. If you don't do it, then the guys begin to steal your materials and the like. If they don't get opportunity, they compromise your quality for their gains. The contractors and developers can't compromise quality.
Okay.
Because we have a plan to protect.
Okay.
Yeah. So building by yourself is always cheaper, but there are a lot of things you are not paying for, which can haunt you in the future.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of people who build by themselves and they say they can't even stay in their house, they want to sell it. I say, I have my house to sell, why would I come and sell yours?
Yeah. But now, let's talk about money and the costs.
Yes.
What is the most expensive thing in constructing a house like this one?
Usually, depending on how you look at it, the most expensive construction element is concrete, usually the cement and the iron rods. But when you look at the bigger picture, another thing that can be very expensive is the wiring,
Okay.
because it's all copper. So metallic components are very expensive. Anything metallic,
Yeah.
it becomes very expensive. Okay, anything cement and concrete
Okay.
is very expensive.
Yeah.
So if doors, you choose security doors,
Then it
becomes very
increases the
expensive.
price. Yeah.
Then the last is the finishing.
Okay.
So when you are finishing, like a choice of paint, if you use a particular, let's say it, if you use Cora, it's going to cost you twice as much as if you use Leyland. Just by choosing that particular paint.
Okay.
The reason why is there. So those are the most, and that's another issue about the wiring. So because it's so expensive, people compromise on what brand to use. Then they use an inferior brand that bends easily. Okay, it becomes heated, it can cause fire in the future. And for wiring to cause fire, you need about 10 to 15 years for the insulation to burn off before it can start to spark and cause fire.
Yeah.
So sometimes you cannot even know that was a quality issue. You get it?
Now, can you take us inside?
Yes, please.
As you explained to us, something I have seen many people saying, that why did they make this room small? Why did they make the size of this bedroom? Stuff like this. I'm not saying the rooms are small, but make people understand why that affects how square meters affect.
This is a security door.
Okay.
Sometimes people call it package door.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's more secure. That's more features.
Yeah.
Usually the front doors or all the external doors we put security doors. Then this is the hall.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the plumbing materials. Another thing that can be very expensive is plumbing materials.
Yeah.
So most of the stuff you see here are for the media project out there.
Okay.
Then security.
Windows.
That's called, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the kitchen. So the most expensive room
Yeah.
in the building is actually the washroom.
Oh, the washroom is the most expensive room.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you look at the size, it's so small, but you put in a lot of things. The second most expensive room is the kitchen.
Okay.
When you look at the size, you get it, because you have to tile up this whole place, which is big cost, and if you use good quality tiles, it's going to cost you a lot. And then you put the kitchen furnishes, a lot of electronic gadgets going in there. But even if it's not built furnished, the kitchen has to be fitted. Fully fitted, so it becomes very expensive. So this is the kitchen.
Why do we tile the toilet and the kitchen?
So for two things,
Yeah.
usually it's a place that has a lot of activities as well.
Okay.
It doesn't have a lot of activities, but
Well, yeah.
a lot of naughty activities.
Yeah.
As in the sense that we are doing cleaning. So the walls will get stained, they will get dirty, and the like. So when you
So at
tile,
least the
it's
tiles you
easier
can
to
clean. Okay.
Then the second thing is water.
Okay.
So it's a wet place. So usually wet areas have to be tiled.
Okay.
Because of the water itself, and then too because of the ease of cleaning. That's why it's usually tiled.
Yeah.
Then this is the guest bedroom or the ground floor bedroom. So when you build story buildings, it's good to have at least one bedroom on the ground floor. One for guests,
Okay.
so that sometimes you can isolate the guest or something. But the more reason is that as you grow and you cannot climb stairs,
Okay,
this
you can
become
become
a
your.
master bedroom.
That's very smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you need that. When you are building a story building, always make sure you have a ground floor bedroom.
Yeah.
Then we'll talk about the size. There are two reasons why the bedrooms are becoming smaller. This is a washroom.
Okay.
So this is insulation. You barely see insulation when people are building by themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but when you are building for professional
Yeah.
buildings, we use insulation for sound and heat insulation. It does both. So for privacy, and then when you insulate for heat, it reduces your cost of cooling.
Yeah.
You get it? So your electricity cost is managed, which is a lifetime cost.
Okay.
So a lot of the green features that we put in buildings,
Yeah.
they cost you a lot when you start, but they save you
A lot.
lifetime cost. Okay. So let's talk about the size.
Yeah.
You reduce the size of rooms a lot these days because of cost. One, the plot is becoming so expensive. The plot here is about $80,000.
Yeah.
So the plot is a half plot. So if the rooms are big, it will not even fit on the plot. Two, if the rooms are big, then it's going to take up a lot of concrete.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
So if it's big, it's costing a lot. Then three, do you really need it to be big? How much time do you spend in your bedroom? How
Okay.
much space can you sleep on in the bed?
Yeah.
How much clothing can you store in the closet?
Mm.
You get it?
Yeah.
The rest of the space is just fancy. You get it? So if the place is becoming more luxurious, it becomes very big. If the place you want it to be efficient, you tighten it up just to be as efficient as and useful as it can be. And that's one thing that brings a very big and tricky issue about construction costs. People ask us, how much does it cost to build a 4-bedroom house? And they expect you to be able to mention
a number, a figure. Yeah.
It depends on the size.
Yeah.
It depends on how big the washrooms are. Are they en suite? Because the most expensive part, if it's not en suite, you have saved a lot of money.
Okay.
If you have a guest washroom, if you have a big jacuzzi,
I
changes a lot of things.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the finishing. So these walls are skinned.
Okay.
Many people build by themselves. This is not paint.
Oh, okay.
So we just skim it so that it's smooth. You have a nice texture. Then we sandpaper it very neatly before you paint it. You get it. So
I get it.
some people may not do this if you are building locally by yourself.
Yeah.
And then the ceiling is quite more fancy.
Okay.
This people call it POP, some people call it plasterboard. Depending on what you are doing, we'll have some lighting inside. You get it. So it makes it more futuristic, you know, Wakanda kind of stuff. So all these things are cost elements. So someone might just use what's that thing called?
Just a bulb.
A very local
Yeah.
TNG ceiling.
Yeah.
Now they're selling the plastic TNG. You know, plastic is really cheap compared to wood
Yeah.
and the like. Yeah. So all those things influence the cost of the building. The kind of tile that you buy. So bigger tiles like this can be very expensive.
Okay.
And the chance of it breaking out
That's
or
very
spotting
high.
it is very high. You get it? So you see before they use smaller one.
I'm already stressed on the thought of constructing, you know?
So I have to tone down the information. Maybe I'm giving too much information.
No, like I'm already freaking out on this tile breaking. Like imagine if I'm transporting it.
Yes. So the cost of transporting it is even higher. Now you need all these
Yeah.
things to absorb the shock.
Okay, so it's a 4-bedroom. Can we see up as you actually tell us about this house? Is it on sale? How much is it? Those kind of gists. Yeah. So guys, I hope you're learning a lot because I personally on this side I'm learning a lot, so that when we see such buildings and we aspire to live like this, or even you who has several of these buildings, then you get to understand about it here in Ghana. So welcome to the top floor.
Yes. So this is the master bedroom.
Okay.
So sorry, the builder's still here.
Okay.
Because we're still working. And then we'll do that.
But that's a big bathroom.
Is the big bathroom big?
Yeah, it is big.
Okay. Because
It's
it's the
not
master.
Yeah, it's not the biggest, but it's big. It's
This is the biggest you see.
yeah.
So because the master bedroom.
Even the master bedroom is big too. Yeah.
Or primary bedroom as they call it now.
Primary bedroom.
You can see that it's going to have a lot of lighting fixtures.
Yeah.
All that are lighting fixtures.
Nice.
Okay. Then you can use this as a walk-in closet.
Yeah.
Okay, or you can use it as a relaxing area. Okay, depending on the preference. Then you have
A balcony on that side to look outside.
Okay. Yes. Then the two other bedrooms are here.
Okay.
Then this is the DB is going to be here for electricity. Yeah.
Nice.
These are the other bedrooms.
So when I see metro, I should know
Then there is cost.
it's money.
Maybe cost going in there.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's how it is here. We'll fix the doors, do the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to go. So you're going to ask me whether this is up for. So we wanted to build this as an office
Okay.
for the construction company, but we realized that the place is so prime. It will be quite an expensive office to have because this is Ajingano between East Legon and East Legon Hills, Accra. So it's a very prime location.
Yeah.
And if we get someone who really wants to buy, we can actually sell it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How much?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Really?
The
You
land,
can give us a range.
the land here is $80,000.
Okay.
And if this costs us maybe $100,000 to build, yeah, so we can do $200,000.
Okay. $200,000. Well,
I hope people don't watch the video to this stage because that's a very good price.
well, only those who make it to this point will get to the offer package.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
but this is actually a dream home.
Yes.
Yeah.
For $200,000
So nice.
at this location,
With that, yeah.
let's put a deadline on the price, 31st December.
31st December. Okay. So you guys check him out. I'm gonna leave all those details in the description box just in case you're interested in this house that's very in a central place here in Accra, Ghana. Beautiful, beautiful. Anything else you wanna tell people as we end the video?
Yes, so as I said, we say don't build by if the other thing is if you decide to build, people become overly ambitious and they oversize the building and it takes them forever to build. And it's something we tell them not to do because if it takes you very long to build, you are freezing a lot of capital in the building and it's not being useful to you. Okay, and then inflation will catch up with you. So if you don't take time, you might never finish. Okay, so if you want to build, which I don't advise, try to scale it down, especially if it's your first time. Know how much it costs. As well as have at least 50% of the money you need.
Okay.
I would recommend you have all, but that's very difficult in Africa. Then you start. Okay, so that in a year or 2 or 3 you are done. The longer it takes you to build, the more it's going to cost you to build. And when you do that, make sure you consult professionals. Professionals cost you money. Professionals are not cheap.
Okay.
But professionals save you a lot of money on operational costs. I've been to a lot of sites and there is leakage. If you realize I do a lot of videos about dampness and those things in the washroom, the whole room is wet, the room is smelling and the like because people resorted to cheap materials. Okay, because for example pipes, there is a pipe that costs 2 times more. It's called a pressure pipe and then there's a waste pipe. When you get to the market, you just buy waste pipe because you want to save money. But you don't bury waste pipe. Waste pipes are supposed to be exposed so that if they have an issue, you change it. The moment you are going to bury the pipe into concrete, it has to be pressure pipe. And you try as much as possible not to bury pipes into beams and columns. You bury them through slabs and walls. You just get, so that the maintenance issues comes 15 to 20 years later on. You get it, so you need to look at that. So professionals will give you such advice. The kind of wire. Let me tell you something about wire. In Africa, foreign brands are more expensive and they are better quality because they are made to standard. But for wires, the local brand is better. Yeah, because the standard is very strong than the local brand. The foreign ones are brought in because they are cheaper. And you know sometimes some of these foreign brands they make the products for Africa. So you'll be happy to buy a foreign one cheaper. But the quality is less because wires have 2 properties. The thickness of the insulation helps in insulating. But what it does is that if the insulation is good, there's the chance of fire and issues are lower because it lasts long. If the insulation is not very good, it can break off. And you see they are put together. So if it breaks off, this is life. And then this is neutral. If they are together and it breaks off, then naked wires begin to touch each other. You know what happens when naked stuff touch each other? They make babies. They make fire.
I didn't see that coming.
it causes fire. You understand? Now the second issue is that the standard is about the thickness of the wire. So for a foreign one or one that is substandard, it might not be as thick as they say. Because wires for lighting you need a 1.5, for sockets you need a 2.5. So for sockets, because the voltage going through it is higher, and maybe for AC you need a 4.0. So if you need a 2.5 and they give you a 2.5 and the thickness is actually 2.0, what it means is that it will get heated easily. When it gets heated, it will bend the insulation. When it bends the insulation, they become naked together and they make babies.
I hear you.
In form of fire.
To anyone that's interested in construction, they really have gotten value out of this video. But I wanted to ask you, opposite is it an apartment or?
Yes. So that's a hotel apartment.
Hotel apartment.
We call it the Echo 77 Residence.
Yes. When you say hotel apartment, so guests can come sleep over or stuff like this. Okay.
So usually hotels are for short stays and apartments are for long stays. And hotels are full service, apartments have less service. So when we say hotel apartments, you have a blend of the two.
Okay.
So there are not too many short stays.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. The service is paid on request. So we have a cafe, then you can just utilize that.
Yeah.
You don't always have to take the breakfast.
Yeah.
If you take it, you pay for it.
Yeah.
You don't always have to swim. If you swim, then
Is
it comes
there-
with the cost.
yeah.
So that you can manage your finance and the like.
Okay. Fantastic. So that we would say mostly is for investment if someone is considering to buy, or you guys are not selling.
We don't like to sell.
Okay. I hear you. Yeah.
So when you sell, you give your fortune away.
Okay.
What we do, we build for people. That's something
Well.
we do. But if you want to buy, you need to advise. We can talk and
Okay.
meet each other out.
Okay. Makes sense.
So it's something we are building. And,
Okay.
That's a business we run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I hope you are enjoying the B-rolls of the building we are talking about. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so that has been us. I hope you guys have taken a takeaway from this, and now you have fully understood this construction business here in Ghana. If you're looking to move to Ghana and buy a house or build a house, now you know, you have gotten wiser. So subscribe to the channel and check the description box. Maybe there will be some offer going on there. So yeah. Bye. Always remember to be time for that to take nice. So until next time, goodbye.
Salute.
Yeah.